Welcome. My name is Jason Clemens. We will continue our read through of Consider the Source, a Design for Living and Study Guide by Dr. Jenny Finn. Continuing from page 12, A Word on Change. A tree changes through the seasons. A caterpillar turns into a butterfly. We change throughout our lives. Life constantly shapes and transforms things. Life is eternal and forever changing. No matter how hard we try, we will never be able to control life. There are limits to our power, and it is important to know the difference between what we can change and what we cannot. If we are to live in a world where all life thrives, our only choice is to surrender to the power of life. Death is the greatest unknown we face, life's ultimate transformation. When I faced death, I confronted change in a way I hadn't before. I can remember laying in the recovery room after my surgery thinking a very strange thought. I may never go to the grocery store again. To consider never doing such an ordinary thing again was a big wake-up call. Having cancer reminded me of how vulnerable I actually am as a human being. The truth is, vulnerability is our constant state. This is easy to forget in a culture that tries to control and avoid vulnerability. This strategy is leading us nowhere. A different approach is needed in how we relate with life. Sourced design names these three things as a start: welcome change, come alive, trust life. Accepting change as constant is the first step. Even if that fact scares us, there is nothing we can do to change it. When we accept this, we realize that we are not here to stay the same. We come to know that change is natural and that we are meant to more fully inhabit our lives. When we choose to come alive, we begin to feel more of our feelings, including the uncomfortable feelings we learn to avoid. When I woke up to my life, it did not always feel good, but after I experienced what a gift my life was, I never wanted that aliveness to go away. Many of us have created habits to protect us from the reality that life is change. These habits help us to survive, and they grow stronger over time. At some point, they keep us from living the life we came here to leave. Excuse me. They kept. At some point, they keep us from living the life we came here to live. When we welcome change, we threaten these habits, even if the changes we make are good for us. We often end up giving into these habits and leading a life of survival, or we desperately try to change them on our own with little long-term success. We cannot change these habits on our own. The only viable option we have is to surrender to life and let life change us. Before it turns into a butterfly, a caterpillar becomes something unrecognizable. It creates a home to protect the vulnerability of the radical transformation it is about to experience. The caterpillar has something called imaginal cells that miraculously know how to develop into a butterfly. When we surrender to change, we have no idea what life will be like when our old habits start to fall away. When everything is shifting inside and out, we can learn to trust life, the force that created us, sustains us, and will receive us when we die. Like the imaginal cells of a caterpillar, we can trust that there is some part of us that knows how to become more of who we truly are. We can take care of that part of us by learning how to take care of the vulnerability that comes with change. Change. Study questions. Reflect on a time when you experienced an unexpected change in your life. How did you react or respond to that change? If you resist change, what would your life be like if you embraced change? What is needed to fully embrace change? Do you fear change or change things frequently out of boredom or fear or something else? If so, why? How do you feel about small changes? Having something different for breakfast, taking a different way to work, or wearing something you wouldn't normally wear? How do you know that you are accepting change? What does that feel like? Death is the greatest change and unknown we face as humans. How do you feel about death? What, if anything, have you learned about life from death? What are the things you cannot change? What changes have you made in your life or work that are risky? Why might you not change when something isn't working? Where are you trying to force change or particular outcomes? How do you sustain changes that are good for you? Is there anything in your life you are not willing to change? Why?